Today on September 23rd, Archangel Michael strictly warns you. You need to stop doing this right now, otherwise you will die. Listen carefully, this is written to wake you up, not to frighten you for no reason. For weeks a dark thing has been close to you. At first it moved quietly, small sleep problems, sudden stomach pains, a light that blinked when you were alone. You thought those were coincidences. You called them stress or bad luck. They were not random. They were alarms you kept ignoring. Archangel Michael says, this is not just a message, this is a divine intervention. If you don't stop, the consequences will be irreversible and death will not delay. Think of it like walking on thin ice. Each time you take that same risky step, the ice cracks a little more. You can see tiny cracks now, the shakes in your hands, the quick breaths, the nights where your dreams turn violent. These are the sounds of the ice splitting below you. Stop stepping. You know the thing I mean. It is the conversation you keep having that eats you inside. It is the habit you hide from everyone. It is the app you open at midnight, the person you keep meeting when you promised you wouldn't, the images you keep saving, the substances you go back to just once more. Whatever it is, you know it in your bones. If you keep doing it, you are handing the door to something that will not be kind. A shadow has been circling you like a predator. It watches how you think, when you are tired and when your guard drops. It waits for that single slip. When you think one more time, that is the moment the trap closes. You were warned already, sleepless nights, sudden pains, strange noises, a feeling someone else is near your bed even when no one is. Those were not mistakes. They were warnings. You silenced them. Don't silence them again. Archangel Michael says, your soul is screaming for rescue but you've ignored the cries. You are engaging in something that is pulling you out of divine protection. Every time you do it, your light dims further and the door to destruction opens wider. You need to stop this now. Imagine your light as a candle. Every secret action is a gust of wind. Blow it out enough times and the flame goes. Then the cold comes and it's hard to find warmth again. Demonic forces notice patterns. They do not need to be dramatic in the beginning. They enter by small agreements, a look, a click, a whispered secret. They make a contract in invisible ink. You did not sign it with a pen but you signed it with habit. A spiritual contract can bind your choices and bleed your future. You can break that chain tonight if you choose. Your ancestors are watching. They are not silent. Their anger and grief are real because they see you handing away the legacy they fought for. They cry out from the other side but their hands cannot reach into choices you make now. They can only pray. You can act. Archangel Michael says, the people around you won't know what happened when your energy collapses. They'll say it was stress or illness or bad luck but only you and the heavens will know the truth. If you continue down this path, you will cry tears that no prayer can dry. Think about that. Imagine calling for help and hearing, it was sudden and knowing you could have stopped it. Imagine the regret you cannot fix. This is not meant to scare you for the sake of fear, it is meant to open your eyes so you live. You still have a chance. This is not final unless you choose to make it final. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. End it now. Delete the app, block the number, throw away the pictures, stop going to that place, cut the tie with that person, cancel the plan. Whatever it is, cut it. The pattern is strong, but your choice is stronger. The angels are holding the line for you, but not forever. I have seen shields that were pulled away when a person would not make the small but vital move. Angels can delay judgment, they cannot do your choosing for you. Right now they are buying you time. That time will end. If you move, protection can hold and blessings can land. If you hesitate, the window narrows. Archangel Michael says, even death can be delayed when obedience is immediate. But if you continue, even angels will be forced to step back. And when that happens, nothing on earth can save you. Hear that as a call to responsibility. You are not powerless. You have will. You have breath. Use them. Look around. Has your health slipped without clear reason? Have you felt drained when you used to feel strong? Do odd small accidents keep happening? A glass falls, a door slams, a dream fragments into panic. These are not just bad luck. They are pressure points being created by a choice repeated. Break the pattern. Choose life over the momentary pull of the old thing. You are not cursed. You are not condemned. This is not a message of shame, it is a rescue rope. Think of it as someone shouting from the shore when you are already halfway under. Reach up, grab the rope, climb. You can be pulled back. Do not pretend you are fine if you are not. Truth has been given to you, use it. This message was sent to you now because the heavens know what you were about to do next. It is personal. It is targeted. If your chest tightens as you read this, that is not random. That heaviness is the body and spirit aligning to tell you, stop. Act. Leave the thing behind. If you stop now, something will happen inside you. A weight will drop. You will breathe deeper. The part of your spirit that has been smothered will unclench. The path forward, a life of purpose, of quiet joy, of the blessings that hovered just out of reach, will begin to move toward you. Doors will open. Clean air will fill the rooms that felt stale. If you keep going, understand what you risk, not only your life but your name, your legacy, your future children's line, your right to the blessings meant for you. Addiction, secret sin, toxic attachments, they do not only steal time, they steal story. They can rewrite the way God intended you to be remembered. Make your choice. Archangel Michael says, I have stood between you and the darkness many times, but this time you must take a step too. Only then can I shield you again. The moment you stop this thing, you will feel something break off your spirit. Something that's been weighing you down will lift instantly. Let that be more than words. Let it be your next action. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. You are not alone in this moment. The call is urgent because the risk is real. Do not believe the quiet voice that says, just once more. That voice is part of the trap. Replace it with a louder voice that says, I choose life. I refuse this, I will not hand away my future. But Michael says, this is your last spiritual fork in the road. You are no longer standing at a casual intersection. You are directly in front of a force that moves without mercy, momentum that won't pause for hesitation. The shadows circling you are patient but relentless. They have been observing your habits, your repeated thoughts and your secret choices. Each time you ignore a warning, each time you dismiss a nudge from your spirit, you are stepping closer to the edge of a collapse that cannot be undone. Your body has been sending signals, tension in your neck, sudden fatigue, restless nights, dreams that feel too real. These are not coincidences. They are divine alarms. Michael says, you've been given a margin of mercy but it's running out. The chain of darkness tightening around your decisions will snap shut if you do not act today. This is not fear-mongering. This is a precise alert. You have to stop the thing you know is pulling your light down. Your phone, your apps, the person you've allowed access to your life, the habit that gives comfort but steals breath, each of these is a doorway the enemy can use. Michael says, delete, disconnect, burn the connection, close the portals. Even minor delays are invitations to spiritual collapse. This is about your life, your destiny, your calling. The more you wait, the more the shadow prepares to strike. The heaviness in your chest is real. That knot in your stomach is real. That fear of being late or missing something. That's your spirit screaming. And heaven is amplifying it so you can no longer dismiss it. The angels cannot override free will but they can prepare the way. Your compliance allows them to act fully. Michael says, your ancestors are crying silently from the spirit realm. They watch powerless as darkness tries to claim what belongs to your bloodline. But when you act, you reconnect with the power they left behind. Do not wait. Their tears are also a plea, move now. Every hour you hesitate is counted in the spiritual ledger. Opportunities that could have flowed freely to you are now being blocked because the cord you are holding allows interference. Michael says, this is more than habit, this is a spiritual contract forming. If you continue, it will bind more than your actions. It will bind your spirit, your health, your future. You are not imagining this. You have been warned through visions, sudden chills and repetitive signs. Stop now. Do it decisively. This is why the signs feel urgent. That unexpected pain, the flickering lights, the messages that make no sense, they are the universe snapping its fingers to catch your attention. Michael says, do not rationalize it. Do not say, just one more time. One more is enough to let the enemy step in completely. Today is the tipping point. You are standing on the edge of a moment where mercy and judgment meet. Which side you step into depends solely on action, not thought. The ritual of self-destruction, the private cycles, the hidden indulgences, the mental loops repeating curses over your life must be stopped. Michael says, your mind is a battlefield but your spirit has weapons you've forgotten. Speak life. Remove the dark scripts from your habits. Close every door that allows interference. The smallest neglected detail can become the largest trap. You have the power but power unused becomes vulnerability. Your environment matters. Objects, messages, digital remnants, each carries energy. Michael says, sweep your space. Clear the history. Discard the symbols of compromise. Your room is not just physical, it is spiritual. Every object ignored is a potential bridge for darkness. Act now. The heaviness will lift instantly when you decide. Michael says, when you take the step, you will feel a shift. Anxiety will leave, clarity will return, and peace will settle. Your spirit will exhale the weight it has been carrying secretly for months, even years. The danger is real, but the relief is immediate if obedience is true. The delay only strengthens the shadow. The choice is yours to break or remain captive. Remember, the threat is not just personal, it is generational. Michael says, your actions today affect not just your future but your lineage. The blessings withheld from you because of neglect will flow once you sever the connection with what corrupts. Others in your bloodline, even unborn, will feel the release of this obedience. This is why heaven has stopped time to get this message to you now. If you feel overwhelmed, that is proof of divine resonance. Michael says, the heat, the pressure, the energy surge in your hands, your chest, or your forehead are confirmations. You are in direct contact with the heavenly realm, but it requires participation. Angels are stationed, but they cannot fight without your commitment. Your free will is the key. Do not think this is about discipline or morality. This is survival. Michael says, even a minor compromise gives darkness a foothold. One repeated thought, one ignored warning, one delayed action, and it becomes a chain. Break it now or face consequences that no prayer can fully reverse. You are not alone. You are surrounded by angels and ancestors, but their support is contingent upon your choice. Michael says, act immediately. Remove the objects, erase the contacts, delete the messages, burn the old habits. Turn away from what has been feeding darkness. The storm is forming behind you, but it will not reach you if you step into obedience now. This is the moment of salvation. Michael says, once you decide, the atmosphere around you will transform. Anxiety turns to clarity, pressure turns to peace, confusion turns to certainty. The chains breaking in your life will echo for others who are spiritually connected to you. This is your moment to save not only yourself but others tied to your spiritual inheritance. Remember, not everyone receives this warning. Michael says, if you are reading this, heaven paused time for you specifically. That is how valuable your life and destiny are. If you feel moved, if your chest tightens, if your hands tingle, it is the divine confirming the reality of this intervention. If you wish to give further support with contributions of up to $100. This is for you. Not for anyone else. Every second matters. Michael says, if you wait, you risk spiritual collapse, physical strain, emotional devastation, and generational impact. You have the ability to act, and that action will unlock blessings, restore protection, and align your path with heaven. The darkness may roar, but it cannot hold against your obedience. The choice is immediate. Michael says, stand, move, sever, and claim the freedom that has been waiting. This is more than survival, it is restoration. Do not let hesitation take what is rightfully yours. Today is your day to choose life, destiny, and protection. Act now. This is your final divine instruction. Archangel Michael says, this is no ordinary moment. The spiritual breach you allowed is attracting forces that have been waiting for this exact opportunity. Every hesitation, every rationalization, every "just this once," is a door opening wider. You may feel a heaviness pressing on your chest, like the air itself is thick, like something unseen is leaning on your spirit. That is not imagination. That is a signal. The clock of mercy is ticking, and each second that passes without action is giving the enemy more leverage. You are on the edge, but there is still a hand extended. Grab it now. Even the small choices you think are harmless, checking a message, visiting a website, revisiting a habit, are not harmless. Each one is a thread woven into a cord that is designed to pull you under. And every time you hesitate, the thread tightens. But Michael says, do not despair. If you act immediately, the chains break before they crush you. If you step back into obedience today, the air around you will shift instantly. People you never met will speak blessings over your name. Opportunities that seemed blocked will find the way to you without effort. You have been carrying invisible burdens, some inherited, some formed from repeated choices, some even spiritual attachments you didn't know existed. These are what have caused inexplicable anxiety, sudden mood swings, sleepless nights, and feelings of dread without reason. Archangel Michael says, these are not coincidences. These are the echoes of agreements your spirit never intended to sign. And now you are being given the final chance to cancel them before they solidify into reality. Your family's legacy, your spiritual calling, and even your future generations are tied to this decision. This is why Michael emphasizes, what you allow now doesn't just affect your life. It touches every life that is connected to yours, including those you haven't met yet. Your obedience today opens doors for generations. Your disobedience locks them. The weight is not just yours, it's ancestral and it's spiritual. The enemy has tried to disguise the danger as comfort, familiarity, and harmless indulgence. It's masked as someone who seems loyal, a habit that seems enjoyable, or a distraction that seems innocent. But the weight of this choice is immense, invisible, and deadly. Archangel Michael says, even the smallest slip tonight will give the adversary enough room to claim what is meant for divine favor. The whispers you hear that encourage one more time, one last call, one more glance, they are not guidance. They are the enemy testing your resolve. You must resist fully, immediately, without negotiation. You may feel the urge to delay, to rationalize, to convince yourself that this warning doesn't fully apply. That is exactly what the darkness wants. Your mind will generate excuses, your heart will create justification, but Michael warns, delay is deadly. Delay invites collapse. You must act before your light dims completely. Right now, this moment is the door. It is narrow, but it is open. Step through it fully, without hesitation, and your spirit will feel a release like you have never experienced before. Even the objects, the notifications, the digital footprints of your past indulgence, they carry energy. Every unread message, every bookmarked page, every reminder of the habit is a doorway for destruction. Michael says, remove them. Delete them. Burn the reminder if necessary. Purge every trace. You are not weak for letting go, you are powerful because you choose life over death, light over shadow, freedom over bondage. And when you do, the atmosphere itself will shift. The heaviness will lift, clarity will return, and a sense of divine presence will flood your environment. You may notice subtle signs: the air feels lighter, the sunlight warmer, your heart calmer. Opportunities that felt blocked will suddenly align. Even strangers may speak words that confirm your path. Michael says, these are confirmations from heaven. They are the reward for immediate obedience. Your faith does not need to struggle to see these changes, they are automatic when the darkness is removed. This is not only about personal survival. This is about destiny. Your calling is massive. It requires purity, discipline, and immediate action. Every time you rationalize, every time you delay the movement of blessings, the unfolding of miracles, and the protection meant for your spirit. Michael emphasizes, the choice is yours but time is not. Every moment you allow the habit, the contact, the pattern, you are allowing an enemy to write a contract over your life that was never meant to exist. You were born for dominion, for light, for protection, and for divine favor. This is not fear. This is clarity. This is Michael himself standing beside you, holding back forces you cannot see but cannot fully fight alone. The angels are ready but they cannot act fully without your cooperation. Step away from the trap, sever the link, and watch heaven move with speed and precision. Michael says, obedience brings power. Hesitation brings harm. The atmosphere of your life will respond instantly when you choose correctly. Remember, even if it hurts, even if it seems lonely, even if it costs you a temporary pleasure, the payoff is eternal. The relationships, the opportunities, the health, the peace, the protection, all of it is waiting to return. But it requires one complete decision. Half-hearted obedience is still disobedience. You cannot leave a door open for darkness while expecting light to prevail. This is your resurrection moment. Your liberation moment. Your divine pivot. Archangel Michael says, when you act now, when you sever the tie, when you remove the object, block the number, delete the app, or end the contact, you will feel a spiritual release like no other. Your heart will lighten. Your energy will return. Your blessings long delayed will begin to flow immediately. And the enemy's hold will be broken. You were chosen to see this message for a reason. The heaviness, the anxiety, the strange timing of misfortunes, they were all leading to this intervention. Heaven paused everything else to reach you. Michael says, do not ignore it. Do not postpone it. Do not rationalize. The power to shift your destiny, to reclaim your life, and to restore your future is in your hands right now. Take it. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment between death and destiny. The darkness is pressing but the light is waiting. Your decision determines the trajectory of your soul, your family, and your future. Act fully, act immediately, act without hesitation. Heaven is ready to move once you choose life. But now the divine is asking you to act with clarity. This is not a suggestion, this is the threshold between life and annihilation. Everything you've been tolerating in secret, every message you linger on, every person you entertain, every habit you justify has been a doorway for darkness. It whispers comfort while building chains. Tonight those chains can be broken. But only if your will moves before hesitation returns. Archangel Michael says, the enemy will try to seduce you with the familiar. It will show up as nostalgia, as false love, as a momentary thrill. Do not touch it. Not once. Not even a glance. Obedience in small things today will protect you from irreversible collapse tomorrow. Your room, your space, your energy, everything around you is vibrating differently because the heavens are responding. The air is charged not with fear but with opportunity. If you move now, if you cut the poison completely, the atmosphere will shift. You will feel a subtle lift, like a weight leaving your chest, a brightness returning to your eyes, a rhythm in your heartbeat that reminds you life is meant to be light and purposeful. The faint warmth you sense is not imagination, it is the touch of angels creating a protective barrier. And that barrier will stay only as long as you don't reopen the gates. The time for indecision is over. Michael says, every second you delay, the enemy gains leverage. It's not just about temptation. It's about contracts in the unseen realm being finalized without your awareness. Every habit, every cycle, every attachment is a signature. Sign it one more time and it binds you. You were chosen for greatness, not for gradual decay. You were designed to shine, to break cycles, to become an example of divine obedience manifest on earth. This is not fear-mongering. This is illumination. This is the exact moment the heavens pause to reach your eyes. You may feel resistance. Your body may tighten, your mind may protest, your soul may plead to rationalize, to delay. All of that is the enemy's final effort to trick you into staying bound. Do not be deceived. This is the spiritual showdown. The thing you are tempted to return to is not neutral. It is predatory. It seeks to consume your health, your clarity, your family's future and your destiny. Michael says, I am holding back forces you cannot see, but I cannot fight fully unless you act. One movement from you, one decision to obey, and everything aligns to protect you. Think of the people depending on your victory. Your children, your siblings, your parents, even those you have yet to meet. Your obedience today becomes their shield tomorrow. You are the axis around which their breakthrough will spin. And when you hesitate, you allow shadows to tighten their grip, not just on you but on generations. The chains you break tonight are not just your freedom, they are a floodgate of blessing for those connected to your bloodline and your calling. Michael continues, this is not subtle. This is dramatic because the forces arrayed against you are powerful, but your obedience is greater. Your surrender in this moment will cause a ripple that angels are waiting to amplify. The old version of you bound by hidden habits will die today. And the new version, strong, radiant, sovereign, will rise. Not slowly but suddenly, like the sun breaking through a storm. Your body already knows this. That tension in your chest, the hollow in your stomach, the restless pulse in your hands, they are premonitions. Listen. Do not numb them. They are your indicators, your divine compass pointing directly to freedom. Anything you ignore now is an invitation for chaos. Everything you obey will become evidence of divine favor, visible even to those who once doubted you. Michael says, you may cry when you let go. You may feel loss because what you release feels familiar. But that pain is temporary. The reward, clarity, peace, strength, blessing, will endure. And your enemies, the voices that laughed at your delays, the distractions that seemed harmless, they will witness your rise and have no explanation except the unseen hand of God. That is your vindication. That is your power. Tonight the choice is yours. Do not linger. Delete, block, remove, burn, cut off, disconnect. Every single action you take now is a declaration of life. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a co-creator with heaven. And heaven will move on your obedience, not on your hesitation. Let the enemy scream, let the chains break, let your destiny flood back into you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. This is your confirmation, your signal, your agreement with divine will. You will never see this moment again. Not in the same intensity, not in the same clarity. You are chosen. You are loved. You are armed with authority. Archangel Michael says, rise now. Live now. Obey fully. Stop what was killing your spirit and watch as the heavens rewrite your story. The air will feel lighter. Your mind will think clearer. Your heart will beat with certainty. Doors that were locked, relationships that were stagnant, blessings that were delayed, all will begin to move. This is not just salvation, this is restoration. This is resurrection. Your past self dies tonight. Your divine self steps forward. Stand, walk, obey. And the heavens will celebrate with you. Archangel Michael says, even if your room seems quiet, even if your phone is silent, the spiritual atmosphere around you is roaring. Angels and unseen beings are poised waiting for your choice. Every delay, every hesitation, every rationalization gives space for what is not meant for you to gain ground. The chains you've been clinging to, the habits, the relationships, the secret indulgences, they are anchors, and every time you pick them up they drag you further from your destiny. But the moment you drop them, the chains shatter and freedom floods your spirit. Tonight it is not about what feels good. It is about what lasts forever. It is about life eternal and abundant. Do not fool yourself by thinking a little return is harmless. Michael continues, even one peek, one message, one thought can open a gateway that was meant to be sealed. Heaven is serious. This is the hour when your obedience is measured not by words, not by promises but by action. Obedience means doing what is hard, uncomfortable, and against your instinct for temporary comfort. The very moment you obey, the atmosphere shifts. Angels move closer. Demons are repelled. The heaviness lifts. Your heart begins to beat in sync with your destiny. Opportunities that were stalled suddenly become available. People who were meant to bless you are drawn near. Doors you thought closed will swing open with a welcoming light. And yes, the blessings are not symbolic. They are real, tangible, and immediate, but only if you act. Michael says, your body already knows the truth. That tension in your chest, that queasy feeling in your stomach, the insomnia, the dreams that feel like warnings, those are signals. Listen to them. Do not silence them. The enemy hoped you would ignore these signals until it was too late. Heaven is giving you one last chance to reclaim your sovereignty. You were not created to live under fear nor to wander in cycles of despair. Your spirit has been trained for breakthroughs, not breakdowns. And the divine is waiting for the moment you choose the light. Once you act, your energy will rise. Your sleep will restore. Your clarity will return. Your influence will expand. People, places, and circumstances that once drained you will begin to align with your favor. This is your time. Tonight is different. Michael emphasizes, tonight is not another warning you can set aside. Tonight is the spiritual pivot point. This is where your life either aligns with heaven or drifts further into chaos. Every time you hesitate, the enemy gains power over what could have been your territory of triumph. But your obedience is a weapon. Your surrender is a shield. The things you are clinging to that feel harmless, familiar, comforting, they are traps. And yes, letting go will hurt. There will be withdrawal. You may feel loss, grief, emptiness, but that is temporary. What follows is eternal. When you let go, you inhale life, you exhale fear, and the spirit rejoices. Michael says, you are not alone. You are surrounded by divine beings who have been stationed around you since your birth, who have fought for you even when you forgot to fight for yourself. But they cannot cross into what you refuse to release. You are the key. You are the decision maker. You are the one who decides if this night is your resurrection or your downfall. And yes, the moment you obey, it will be visible not just in the spirit but in your life. Your aura will glow. Your presence will shift spaces. Conversations will turn in your favor. The impossible will start to feel possible. People who doubted you will find themselves inexplicably drawn to your vision, your energy, your momentum. Because the divine always rewards obedience. Remember, Michael says, the enemy is cunning. It will try to disguise itself as comfort, as pleasure, as something harmless. It will whisper, just one more time, or, it won't hurt to see it again. That whisper is a lie designed to entrap your spirit. One more time can undo everything. One more time can cancel blessings, destroy health, ruin relationships, and erase opportunities. It is not paranoia. It is prophecy. It is a warning from the heavens delivered directly to your soul. And that is why you feel it. That is why your chest tightens, your heart races, your hands tremble. That is divine recognition. That is heaven saying, listen, act now. Michael continues, the next few hours will determine the trajectory of your life. Your decision tonight is more powerful than any prayer you've offered, more potent than any fast, more transformative than any good deed performed without full obedience. Heaven measures your heart, your courage, your willingness to act immediately. And when you act, doors open, barriers fall, and favor floods into every area you thought was stagnant. Your sleep becomes deep, restorative, healing. Your mind becomes sharp, decisive, strategic. Your body becomes energetic, resilient, and strong. Your soul rises into its rightful authority. And this is not exaggeration, it is the reality that obedience unlocks. Michael says, let this be the night your spiritual death dies. Let this be the night you stop the pattern that has been eroding your blessings. Let this be the night you turn back to heaven fully, decisively, without hesitation. Delete the contacts, delete the apps, close the chapters, burn the objects, stop the cycles, deny the lies, remove the poisons, walk away completely. Do it not out of fear but out of understanding that your life, your future, and your divine inheritance depend on it. The chains of yesterday cannot exist in the freedom of tomorrow. Choose freedom now. Do not underestimate what is happening, Michael warns. This is not merely advice, this is intervention. Your angels are leaning closer, their swords drawn ready to defend your choices. But they cannot act fully until you act. The spiritual world respects free will. You are the gatekeeper of your own destiny. Do not delay, do not rationalize, do not compromise. Obedience now equals life, delay now equals loss. Your legacy, your lineage, your health, your clarity, and your peace are suspended by the thread of this decision. Heaven is holding its breath waiting to see if you will step into your authority tonight. Michael says, finally know this, even if you feel small, weak or unworthy, the power to shift your life resides in your obedience. The throne is waiting, the favor is waiting, the clarity is waiting, the protection is waiting. But all of it is contingent on one thing, your action, your surrender, your complete decision to sever the ties that have held you in bondage. Rise now, choose life, choose the light, choose your divine inheritance, choose the shift that heaven has orchestrated for you this night, this moment. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen, you were warned, now is the time to rise and never look back. It's not over until you decide it is. The chains that have held your spirit tight, the repetitive cycles, the hidden vices and secret lies, they are all being exposed by divine light. Archangel Michael says, the power you see outside you and others in your circumstances is nothing compared to the authority you hold when you obey heaven. One act of courage tonight will undo years of destruction. One yes to alignment will set your entire future on fire with favor. You may feel fear, you may feel doubt, that is normal. That is the enemy screaming in your ear trying to convince you that comfort is better than freedom. But comfort is a lie when it's tied to compromise. Freedom always hurts at first, but then it restores everything that was stolen. You've been carrying unseen burdens. Every sleepless night, every mysterious headache, every time your heart raced without reason, these were not coincidences. These were alarms from the spirit world. Archangel Michael says, each warning ignored has been a step toward collapse. But tonight you reclaim your steps. You do not move back, you do not linger in hesitation. You act. You close that account, you erase that history, you remove that contact, you cut that tie. You repent where deceit has been spoken, you cleanse the space that has harbored darkness. Even the smallest act of obedience tonight will ripple outward, touching unseen parts of your life and the lives of those connected to your destiny. The enemy has been bold, whispering lies disguised as familiar comfort. But Michael says, the lies are paper against steel. Your obedience is the sword that slices through deceit and restores authority over your soul. Do not bargain with shadows, do not negotiate with spirits who have no interest in your good. Your name has already been called in the heavenly courts. This is your opportunity to answer. Every second you hesitate, the forces that sought to claim you watch and measure. They do not get tired, they do not forget. They are waiting for one misstep. But the angels are present holding back destruction, ready to flood your life with light the moment you choose. Michael says, this is your hour, this is your window. Do not delay. You may feel trembling in your hands, heat rising in your chest, or tears forming in your eyes. That is not fear. That is the body acknowledging the Spirit's movement. That is the signal that your surrender will birth revival. Tonight is a spiritual surgery. Pain will accompany the cut, but life will follow immediately after. You will feel weight lift, burdens break, and clarity flood your mind. Michael says, you were never meant to live under deception or hidden sin. Your light is meant to shine across generations. Your obedience tonight will unlock the destiny not just for you but for those whose lives are intertwined with yours. Your family line, your career, your relationships, all of it will begin to realign once you release what does not belong to you. Do not underestimate the power of a single act of courage. One decision can redirect months, years, or even decades of misalignment. The enemy will whisper, just one more time, it's harmless, nobody will know. Do not listen. That one more time is the trap closing. That one more compromise is a chain fastened around your destiny. Michael says, you are stronger than you realize, but strength without obedience accomplishes nothing. You must act fully, completely, decisively. Imagine the person you could be if you stopped every chain tonight. A version of you unburdened, vibrant, radiant, confident, aligned with purpose, unshakable in spirit, surrounded by divine protection. That is the you waiting beyond the final act of obedience. The doorway will not remain open forever. Once closed, the enemy regroups. But tonight the gate stands ajar, waiting for your hand to push it open fully. Archangel Michael says, your life is a battlefield. The battlefield has been unseen, but the weapons are real. You've been targeted, tracked, measured, but not yet defeated. Your obedience tonight will seal your victory. Every delay is a temptation to fall, every hesitation is a chance for darkness to reclaim ground, but your courage will push them back. Do not give them another inch. Your family line will celebrate this night long after you have forgotten the tears you cried in it. The shift will be immediate. Doors that were locked will swing open. Opportunities you prayed for will appear. Energy you thought was lost will return. Peace will replace fear, health, clarity, and joy will flood areas that have been dry for years. But none of this happens in half measures. Michael says, you cannot partially obey. Half surrender is still rebellion. One return, one hesitation, one contact maintained, and the breakthrough is delayed. Your favor waits, but it waits for complete surrender. Tonight, July 19th, marks the rebirth of your spiritual identity. Let the old habits die, let the secret bondage die, let the silent thief of your future vanish. The resurrection will not be quiet. It will be seen, felt, and experienced. Michael says, do not look back, do not justify, do not delay. This is your moment. The sword is drawn, the angels are stationed, the atmosphere is charged. Step into obedience and watch as heaven rearranges everything for you. Fail to step and you will face consequences that no prayer can delay. Choose life now. You are standing at the threshold of your highest blessing. Your past mistakes, hidden sins, secret burdens, they all bow at the authority you claim through obedience. You have been chosen, guarded, and given this supernatural lifeline. Do not waste it. Remove the chains, release the deception, claim your inheritance. Your destiny is calling, your light will shine, your favor will expand, your peace will settle. The enemy will flee, the angels will rejoice, and generations will benefit from the decision you make tonight. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. Archangel Michael says, this is your final call. You are covered, you are chosen, you are rescued. But you must now rise fully. Walk out of the grave, walk into your destiny, walk into the light without hesitation, without doubt, without delay. Tonight the enemy falls, tonight heaven celebrates, tonight your soul breathes free. Archangel Michael says, from this point forward your life is no longer measured by old failures. Every step you take is being recorded in the heavens. Every breath you draw in alignment is a testimony of obedience. You've stepped out of the shadows that tried to claim your identity. The chains that held you, the habits that haunted you, the lies you repeated, they are all crumbling because a child of light remembered who they were created to be. And now the atmosphere around you is charged differently. Your home, your workspace, your body, even your thoughts, they are being sanctified. Angels are stationed where you cannot see, clearing unseen corners, removing whispers of deception, closing portals of destruction, and sealing every opening that once allowed darkness to roam freely. But Michael says, this is not automatic. Protection must be matched with discipline. You must not return to the habits that enslaved you. You must guard your eyes, your ears, your words, your time, your mind with divine vigilance. The enemy will test you, yes, but each test is smaller than your resolve when you remember your worth. Tonight the phone may ring. A familiar face may appear. Old messages may tempt you. The mind may whisper, just one more time won't hurt. That is the enemy trying to reclaim territory. But you are armed differently now. You are walking under a new covenant. Your spirit has shifted. Every call you don't answer, every place you avoid, every distraction you refuse, it is a brick in the wall of your protection. Michael says, this is when your obedience becomes your armor. The old version of you could have collapsed under this pressure. The new version of you rises because you have chosen life, not death. The moment you enforce boundaries, your body relaxes. Your chest no longer tightens with dread. Your mind clears. Your spirit lifts. Heaven smiles. The same spaces that once oppressed you now welcome your peace. Even those who once scorned or underestimated you will notice something has changed. They may not understand, but they will feel it. Your energy will shift the air. Michael continues, your victories will not always be loud, but they will be undeniable. The blessings coming are not temporary fixes, they are restorations, reconnections, and realignment of everything the enemy stole. Expect your finances to stabilize. Expect relationships to shift in favor of your calling. Expect your health to respond positively as the spiritual oppression fades. The joy you felt as a child, the courage you once knew, the confidence that was buried under shame, they are all returning. Step fully into it, do not hold back out of fear of change or uncertainty. Heaven is your confirmation. Every tear you shed, every struggle you survived, every night you spent in unrest, it all led to this moment of total reclamation. The enemy wanted to see you defeated. But your decision to obey right here, right now has rewritten the story. Tonight Michael says, you are being authorized to walk into a new timeline. One where your past does not define you. One where your mistakes no longer dictate your future. One where divine favor operates unblocked. Your soul is breathing again, your gifts are reactivating, your calling is realigning, and your life is preparing for acceleration. But remember, the old pressures will return to tempt you. Not because heaven failed, but because the enemy never surrenders quietly. When the temptation arises, remember the weight of your new identity. Remember that you are chosen, protected, and empowered. Remember that every second you hold fast, you are multiplying your freedom exponentially. Do not negotiate with what tried to kill your destiny. Archangel Michael says, the peace coming to you is not superficial. It will settle in your bones, your mind, and your spirit. You will wake in the morning without anxiety dragging at your chest. You will dream without fear invading your rest. You will walk and feel the doors of opportunity responding to your presence. This is alignment with heaven, and it cannot be bought, it cannot be rushed, it cannot be faked. It comes only through obedience. And tonight you proved you are willing to obey fully. That obedience has broken cycles, shattered chains, and released blessings that will extend beyond you into your family, your future generations, and the lives you have yet to touch. This is your spiritual inheritance being restored. This is the ripple effect of a single act of courage and surrender. From now on, Michael continues, you are no longer measured by old standards. Your strength, your clarity, your favor, your peace, all are recalibrated to divine frequency. And yes, there will be moments of testing. You may feel an urge to return to the old ways, a temptation to soften your boundaries. When that comes, remember July 19th, remember the trembling, the warning, the urgency. Remember the fire of your spirit responding to heaven's call. That memory is your anchor. That day is your reset. And Michael says, consistency will now cement what obedience began. Keep your space, your mind, your heart, and your body sacred. Speak blessings over yourself, speak truth aloud, walk without fear, rise boldly. Your life is no longer optional. Your story has entered a divine narrative where miracles are inevitable because you have taken responsibility for your own deliverance. Tonight Michael says, as your eyes rest, your soul will continue to align. Your spirit will repair. Your dreams will recalibrate. Your aura will radiate light. And the places you once feared will now resonate with favor. You will encounter people, situations, and opportunities that seem orchestrated. They are. Heaven has moved on your behalf. The enemy is powerless to reclaim what you have surrendered. This is the beginning of sustained spiritual momentum. Keep moving forward without hesitation. Do not glance back. Your calling, your joy, your peace, your gifts, and your destiny are all advancing with you. The chains are broken, the grave is empty, the past is closed. Rise fully, live boldly, walk faithfully. You are covered, you are chosen, and you are unstoppable.